Greetings, YouTubers of the world. This is Arndulf playing MechWarrior. Today, I'm just showing you a little bit about how to, in community warfare, pick your faction. Alright, so when you hit the faction play button when you don't have a faction, this is what it's going to look like. House Davian up front and center, so on and so forth. Now, when you first come to a faction, you go ahead and hit more information, and it's going to tell you all the details. Department of Mercenary Relations extends a short-term contract for your hire in the defense of the peoples of the Federated Commonwealth. Field Marshal Grissom Miller. Contract duration bonuses. So, the week-long contract offers no loyalty point bonus. The 14-day offers a 15%, 28-day 30%, and a loyalist. In other words, you pledge your loyalty, which is this button down here. You get a 50% additional loyalty point bonus. So, and you just click on each one of these, like, you click on the 20 days. Do you really wish to accept a 28-day contract with House Davian? Breaking this contract result in severe penalties. And I went over those penalties in the last video. So, in this particular one, we're going to go ahead and move over towards the clans. We were just part of the Free Rathalgu, pretty sure I butchered that, whatever, Republic. And we just ended our month-long contract with them today. So, and the votes are in, and we have voted for Ghost Bear to be our next faction. So I would just go to Ghost Bear, I'd hit more information, I'd go to the 28 days, it says, gives you the whole warning, etc., 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 and then you go hit OK. And then boom, it converts you over and you're now staring at Ghost Bear. Alright. Now, as it is, the clans are getting their petards kicked something fierce right now. And because I think MS joined Smoke Jaguar, they're about the only one who's punchy in anywhere. But because our unit does a regular change of scenery, and right now we've been in the Inner Sphere for almost 2 months, we're switching over to clans so that we can, go ahead and help them out and get a nice change of scenery. But once you get over here, everything changes. Now you're running on all clan mechs. I'll go ahead and click on a planet so I can show you my drop deck now. And this is so not the drop deck I left with. Gives me like all the trials. So yeah, when you switch from one faction to another, generally it resets your drop deck and you have to go into edits and actually pick your mechs. So I would go ahead and go to Kit Fox, and I would click my support dog. And then for the medium mech, I would go ahead and go to Shadow Cat, and I'd pick the Mariasha. And then for that, I would pick one of my Timberwolves, the Invictus Core, or Mad Cats. I'll go with Mad Cat. And then for this one, I will go ahead and go with my Warhawk, the Tavern Brawler. And kabam. Alright, you just hit save. There's your drop deck. And until we go to another faction, or I change the drop deck myself, that's how it's going to be. And as you can see when I went in there, I have a lot less clan mechs than I do Inner Sphere. And in my Inner Sphere drop decks, for every single map that we drop on, depending on what it's different types, if it's LRM friendly, if it's hot, cold, etc., long range friendly, short range friendly, for laser boats, etc., I had just about a different mech for every single class to drop something different with. Whereas in the clans, I'm still heavily working on that. The biggest reason is when we first really started getting this unit going, the clans were owning the Inner Sphere, and the Inner Sphere was the underdog, and we're always the kind of people that goes for the underdog. However, since the last patch, the clans got heavily nerfed, and everyone thinks the clans are crap now. They're switching over to the Inner Sphere. Truth be told, the clans don't have the upper hand. The Inner Sphere don't have the upper hand when it comes to tech. Both of them have their pros and cons. And they, honestly, it just depends on how well you know how to run each. Teamwork is by far the deadliest component in this game. Teamwork brings victory. Victory is life. That's just how it goes. Well, and I will go ahead, as the last bit in this video, I will show you the faction loyalties. And one of the biggest reasons why I've dropped over here to Ghost Bear, well, that I wanted Ghost Bear, and why I voted for it, is because I haven't gotten my second mech bay with them yet. And because I don't put any money in this game, I am strictly skill to win, not buy to win. Though I don't look down on people who put money in the game, because I got plenty of people in my unit who do. I'm just personally not that kind. So about the only way I get mech base is through events and things like in community warfare. And right now I'm going through factions, pretty much earning the second mech base. And when we go into a faction where I've already earned the second mech bay, that's going to be a bit rough trying to get up to that third mech bay. Because that third mech bay is like, what, Star Captain? No, it's further than Star Captain. It is Nova Captain. And that is 145,000 loyalty points. And the furthest I am in any faction, I think, is Rasahalgu. And I know I butchered that. And I'm about only 55 grand in. Which means I'm like maybe a third of the way. So it is a long trudge to get there with only a 30% loyalty point bonus. And I know a 50% loyalty point bonus is barely higher than that, only 20% higher, but it would be that much more. Well, in any case, I hope you very much enjoyed watching. If you have any feedback, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. If you like this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up. And if you really like this kind of stuff, feel free to subscribe. Don't get into too much trouble, guys and girls, or do. Always up to you. Toodles!